All right.
Alrighty, we are live here with the KDJ Designz big block modifieds on track here at Cedar Lake. Right now, sitting top of the board, that's going to be last week's feature winner, Cody Buck in the 29 machine, or the Snookum. He's got a fast hot rod here tonight. He sits second, Ryan Patton third, Colton Probst in fourth, and Todd Bailey rounds out that top five in your speed charts here early tonight. With the KDJ Designz big block modifieds.
Yeah, we apologize for getting up here a little bit late. We had a little bit of a discussion about the super late race. Took a minute to get out of our cars and compose before we come up here, but we're good to go now. There is 4 minutes left.
We're as good as we're going to get.
We're good as we're going to get. That's right. We're all competitors, and things, you know, you gotta. Things don't go your way. It takes you a minute to grab your composure back and realize this is for fun, but it's still competitive sport, competitive, and it takes a minute.
The good thing is that
we're good to go.
The good thing is with the anonymous Ruby Rumble that Jonathan Smeal in the booth likes to talk about, we seem to be the ones that are agreeing here mostly this season with each other.
Yeah, so, I don't think we've rumbled all this year, bud. No, we have one more race left. I think we'd be good to go.
I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna make it all year without a big rumble.
Prove them all wrong. We've learned how to race each other.
That's called character development.
That's great, character development.
One of the most trustworthy guys, man. Me and you.
Yeah, we've ran close a lot this year. I don't really know if I have a bad word to say, so good job.
Thanks, bud. You too. So we've got about 3 minutes left here with the KDJ Designz big block modifieds.
Like you said, fastest time right now, Cody Buck, but he will have to tail the field, so that will make it interesting to see if he's able to work his way up through or get himself in trouble trying to work his way up through, or what will happen there with that 29 machine.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a challenge at Cedar. I mean, we see it just... I mean, this track voted in here for the Pro Late models earlier in the year. We saw them, and now the big blocks, they're rounding out their season here, and it's... I mean, like we said, we saw that little bit of a slider on Ryan Patton found there late last week there. Unfortunately, had some trouble with lap traffic, a little frustrated there, but it's just, that's the thing, is lap traffic becomes a factor with that slider line, and you don't ever get enough of a run than to just pull up next to the guy, and it's just hard whenever the track gets to that certain point, you know?
Yeah, it's one of them tracks. It's just, I don't know. I don't vote for it, but hey, some guys like running the top and beating down the boards the whole entire race, so more power to them. But I was, you know, one pro late race, Kirk Hess did show that it is possible to be competitive on the bottom, as he led a lot of laps and pulled off the second place. But inevitably, the feature winner was able to bang the boards and win that race. But one thing I will say, Tyler, about this place is if you do have a really long race, which this is the longest race for the big blocks, you can push that top up so high that it's treacherous, and the bottom or the slider lines, like you said, can come in late in the race and can get racy right at the end. I mean, it doesn't happen unless you run a lot of laps usually, but there is the potential for that. So tonight might be the best that Cedar Lake puts on, as these guys are running, I believe, 75 laps.
Yeah, that definitely is true. I mean, you get you know, maybe 3 or 4, you know, good heat races on this, a full field of cars, you're going to start to see this track come alive. But like you said, it's just so hard to get this place to this point. It reminds me a lot of Port Royal. I think Port Royal does a lot of the same. It gets so treacherous, but by the time you're doing that, you're taking the checkered flag, don't really have a lot of time to maneuver. So maybe if we continue to build these classes, tracks like this will become a little bit more racy here with the Instigators, but right now that's hard to do in just a measly 75 laps, but if they're going to make it happen, it's going to be tonight. As it is late in the season here, so the weather is pretty hot out. It's about as hot as it's going to get, so we'll see what those guys have under them.
down, and that will be the end of Hot Laps. So, time to go do some heat race action here, Tyler.
Yes, sir. We're getting ready to grid them up here and get ready to put them wheel to wheel, Hoosier to Hoosier here at Cedar
One
Lake.
little footnote here, just to let you know that Cody Buck has moved his hometown. It's now Clearfield, just to let you know in case you announce his name.
My golly. Moving the shop, huh? Let me get my fancy
Moved the shop from Phillipsburg to Clearfield now, so I just...
I'm going to have to make an adjustment on my score sheet.
Yes.
He's no longer a resident of the Phillipsburg area.
Oh, I'll lead us off here to 57C. That's going to be Colton Probst out of Clearfield, outside him in a 53P. That's out of Brockway. That is Ryan Patton.
Please hold it.
Please hold. I'll finish this off. Inside the second row to 66N. Out of Punxsutawney, that is Orvis Newcomb. And now 29B outside of the row number 2. He now hails out of Clearfield. Last week's feature winner, Cody Buck.
I have now made a note adjustment.
I took care of that for you, bud.
Appreciate it.
We got 4 fast race cars in this heat race. This could be interesting.
Definitely could be. Here we go. So rolling down the back straightaway here. Colt Probst, he's looking to pick up another heat race win here tonight. Out of turn number 4. Whoa, Pace Truck grabs a handful of that cushion there off of turn number 4 as we're green out of turn number... Holy mini Pace Truck, huge run down the front straightaway. We're rolling into 1. Ryan Patton, he'll follow suit. He'll grab a handful of that cushion, taking notes off that Pace Truck. He'll get a big run down the back straightaway. He'll go to the lead. Oh, we're contact! Cody Buck up the racetrack. Orvis Newcomb, he'll turn off of him off at turn number 4. Ryan Patton, your leader, second place now, Colt Probst. So Ryan Patton, he'll bang the boards. He'll take after that iRacing Pace Truck down the back straightaway. Colt Probst, he'll roll through the center here. Trying to get a little bit off that bottom side. He'll run in that second place position. Probst struggled a little bit here last week in the 57C. Wasn't exactly his favorite track. Wasn't getting as much as he could maybe out of that race car. Here comes Cody Buck trying to capitalize in that 29B machine. He'll roll out of turn number 4. He runs third right now. Orvis Newcomb back to 4th. Colton Probst leaving a little bit on the table. Like we said, that bottom just not as good as that outside. Here comes Cody Buck on the outside. Out of turn number 4. Cody Buck trying to pick a nose to the outside. Probst's going to lift for the bottom. That's going to let Cody Buck go grab a handful of concrete off of 4. This could get close here. Ryan Patton all alone up front. Your battle's back here for second. We got 3 cars under a blanket. Orvis Newcomb trying to come at him also. We work lap 6 into turns 1 and 2. Buck, Newcomb on the outside. Probst, he's going to get rolled around like a train on the outside. Out of turn number 4. We'll work lap 7 now into turns 1 and 2. Colton Probst starting to realize that this track is not made for the bottom as they'll see the 66N and 29B go to the outside. Smeel Racing Designz white flag one more time around for Ryan Patton. Ryan Patton, no contest in this one. Orvis Newcomb trying to look for second here into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Ryan Patton out of turn 4. He's going to pick up heat race number 1 with the KDJ Etched Big Block. Second to Cody Buck. Third will go to Orvis Newcomb. And 4th to Colton Probst.
Cody Buck picking up a couple points there for second place, but it no matter for his lineup as he will tail the field. So that should put Orvis Newcomb on the inside of the second row for your feature.
Yeah, just definitely, I think that may be a big learning experience for the rookie in the 57C. This track is, you just got to be up on the wall, and I think that's why Volusia really, he was able to use that driving ability, that throttle control ability through the center at Volusia. Come to a place like here, it's on the gas right on the wall, and he just hasn't quite found that spot right on the wall yet. As already,
I did the last one, Tyler. Go ahead with it.
Alrighty, so we'll start off here now with heat race number 2 with KDJ Etched Big Block Modifieds all in the pull of this one. That's going to be the Mundorf Warrior out of Mundorf, PA. That's the 57T of Todd Bailey Outside him in the 25 machine, that's going to be your points leader. That's going to be Squeaky / Byron Meeks / Dippy in the 25 machine. The man of many names, Byron Meeks in the 25 machine out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Inside the second row, and the number 43, out of State College, we got Christopher Gormont, and outside him in the number 9, out of Du Bois, John Smill.
Here we go, Mundorf Warrior trying to pick up one here tonight. Out of turn number 4, they'll see that pace trick, grab a handful of the cushion here off of 4. We'll get ready to turn them loose. Hoosier to Hoosier down into turns 1 and 2. We've seen that outside be ever so better off of turn number 2. They're side by side though. Mundorf Warrior going to try and slide up to the middle, try and get a run off of turn number 4. Makes down the racetrack. That's contact. Around goes the 25. Oh, Christopher Gormont narrowly avoids. That'll have an Oval Track Specialties caution flag. As we're going to go back and take a look at this one. I'd have to say, from what I saw, looks like the 57T of Todd Bailey, I mean, he gives ample room, I would say, on the outside of his race car, and maybe just Meeks not sure if there's somebody to his outside, maybe just trying to get a little bit of a cut down, just kind of cuts down on that 57T. It's Todd Bailey.
I believe Meeks is broken. He is done for this heat race. So he will have to go to the tail of the field, which means this could be a good night for your second points, Patton, as he's going to be leading this field to the green.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And Buck and Meeks will be tailing the field, so.
Oh, wow. That is the first time I've seen a big block modified be broken. There's proof, ladies and gentlemen. There is no damage. There is damage. Full damage. On these modifieds, they are not no damage. As I was starting to wonder, as it seems to be, these cars are indestructible. But apparently, maybe it was the update. These got a little bit fragile. As like you said, now the Mundorf Warrior, he finds himself on the point here. Rookie John Smill behind him, trying to take one away here. Christopher Gormont, he's looking for his first heat race win of the year. Out of turn number 4, pace truck going to duck off. He'll grab a handful of that cushion off of turn number 4. On the fire of the 57T, he's going to wait for the green flag. We'll go green into turn number 1. Here comes John Smill! John Smill to the inside for the lead out of turn number 2! John Smill, he'll make a bid at the 57T that time. Out of turn number 4, John Smill turning up the wick here. He'll look to the inside of the Mundorf Warrior. We're rolling through turns 1 and 2. John Smill on the bottom side. Here comes John Smill taking a peek to the inside. He'll try and go Hoosier to Hoosier here with the 57T, getting a big run off the tires. John Smill looking for a little bit of grip around them peg tires. Not going to make it happen quite that time. That outside momentum now rolling for the 57T. Does John Smill have a little bit more to try and make a bid? Adam Christopher Gormont behind him. Smill, he'll roll it through turns 1 and 2 on the bottom side. The Mundorf Warrior on the outside. Oh, John Smill gets a breath. Oh, Christopher Gormont hard on the outside fence. He'll get it collected here. He'll roll down the front straightaway. Back up to the front of the field. We've got him stringed out now. Here's the Mundorf Warrior. Out of turn number 4. He'll take the Smill Racing sides. White flag one more time around for Todd Bailey. They'll roll through turns 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2 for the final time in KDJ Designz. Big block modified heat race number 2. He'll pick up the win here in the 57T. So it'll be Todd Bailey, John Smill, and Christopher Gormont, followed by did not finish Byron Meeks. It's a good run there for your rookie in the 9 machine. Was able to make a bid at his first heat race win there. Unfortunately, was not able to make it happen, but showed a little bit of speed. They're trying to catch a little bit of grip on the bottom side. We'll see what he has here to maybe try and get a good finish in this feature.
Yeah, and that's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster whenever, you start getting to where even if it's a couple of laps, you start being competitive, and you're like, you know what, if I just keep at this, I can put a string of laps together and be right in this. And that's just what it takes. A lot of time, a lot of laps, and John Smill's definitely gotten better throughout the year. especially on the heavy tracks. I mean, it takes time to learn the slick tracks. It definitely takes time, and that's the last thing I think that anybody learns is the throttle control when the track slicks up.
Yeah, I still don't
I don't know about that.
Depends. Volusia, not my type of play. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I liked the place. Just didn't like me tonight for some reason at the end.
So we'll have these guys out for warm-up. There's the checkered flag being thrown for your warm-up session. So definitely a big points night in the wins here for Ryan Patton. But we saw Byron Meeks come from the tail last week and come out with a podium finish. So is that going to be something that stops him? I don't know. But he will have to battle it out with the 29B machine. Alrighty, we've got them rolling on the racetrack. Dad, you want to go ahead and start us off here?
All right, I think we got them shuffled back where they need to be, so we'll go off the pool here. Looking for a big points night in the 53P. Out of Brockway, we got Ryan Patton. Outside of him, first time on the front row this year, I do believe. In the 57T is Todd Bailey, the Mundurf Warrior. Adam Mundurf, PA.
Inside row number 2, that's going to be the 66N. He's got a win here earlier in the year. That's going to be Orvis Newcomb out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Outside him in the 9 machine, that's going to be John Smeal, your rookie. Best starting position so far this year for him.
57C inside the third row, Colton Probst out of Clearfield. Outside him in Out-of-State College, the 43 is Christopher Gormont.
Rounding out your field, that's going to be the 29B machine, last week's feature winner, Cody Buck out of Clearfield, PA. And out of Uniontown, Byron Meeks, your points leader in the 25. We're turning them loose down here in turns 1 and 2, 53, 57 on the front row. They'll roll them here out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Orvis Newcomb makes a bid now for that second place position. Ryan Patton, he'll slide up to the outside. He'll take the early advantage here. Lap number 1 in the books. Mundurf Warrior, he's going to jump to the outside there. He'll follow the 53P around. Orvis Newcomb still elects to run that bottom side. Colton Probst now runs 4th. Here comes Byron Meeks now. He's trying to get it rolling here in that 25 machine. He's up to 5th here early in this one. Probst runs the bottom. We're 3 wide here out of turn number 2. Probst lets that left front tire right over the peg tires. Good run out of turn number 2. He'll take a peek to the inside for that podium position here right now out of turn number 4. Orvis Newcomb now gets his feet back under him on that outside groove. That's going to let him roll back around 2/3, and he's going to try and bring the 25 machine up. Byron Meeks with him there. There's now Orvis Newcomb takes a peek to the inside of the Mundurf Warrior out of turn number 4. They'll go side by side here out of turn 2. Orvis Newcomb a little bit lower. He's trying to get to the inside of Todd Bailey. We're going to put him 4 wide here through turns 3 and 4 out of turn number 4. They're still 3 wide. Meeks now will drop to the bottom side. He'll drop in front of the 57C of Colton Probst. Now he'll look to the inside of Orvis Newcomb. 3 wide for second right now out of turn number 4. Newcomb stuck behind the 57T. Byron Meeks trying to find a way around them both. Ryan Patton, your leader, that 25 machine ever so good here. He just rolls through this traffic like it's none other. Orvis Newcomb had to cut the car off there a little bit for the 57T. That's going to let Byron Meeks roll through the middle. He'll go to second here, maybe out of turn number 2.
Meeks is on a mission.
Meeks will roll to second here, try to keep this points battle alive and get another good points line and keep Ryan Patton at bay. Ryan Patton running a great race out front. He continues to lead. Byron Meeks now finds himself in that second spot. Now the Mundurf Warrior will drop to the bottom. That's going to leave an opening for the 66N. Can he get there out of 4? He's going to shut the door here now. As now Meeks jumps back to the outside. Newcomb will get over the cushion. Contact with the outside wall. He'll lose that spot now to Probst. Newcomb going to try and get his feet back under him. Here's Cody Buck now looks to the inside of the Punxsutawney Warrior of Orvis Newcomb. Colton Probst just a little bit too far off that cushion right now, having trouble getting that 57C rolling here as Orvis Newcomb's going to try and take a peek to the outside. Newcomb, he'll take a look to the outside here. I'm seeing a power move. This could close up here. Newcomb will back out of the gas. Probst back to the inside now. Will there be a lane here off at turn number 4? Probst leaves the lane. Orvis Newcomb going to try and fill that gap. On the outside, we'll see here. Out of turn number 2, Probst leaves the lane, the 66N. He's going to take advantage. He'll move back up, try and move himself back up to that 4th place spot. He will that time. Trying to bring Cody Buck with him in the 29B machine. He's having a little trouble getting the fire started here tonight in that 29B machine. As they roll around the outside of the 57C side by side. Back up front, Ryan Patton still continues to lead. Byron Meek's eyeball test says he's trying to close that gap right now. 3rd place is still that battle between the Mundorf Warrior and the Punxsutawney Warrior of Orvis Newcomb. Orvis Newcomb drives into the left rear quarter panel. Drives down to the left rear quarter panel, of the 57T. Now he's going to look to the inside. He'll try and slide up to the middle. Take a peek to the inside. He'll put a wheel to the inside. Not going to make it happen. He'll continue to try and show that nose out of turn number 2. Not going to make it happen quite yet. Cody Buck now has cleared the 57C. Does he have anything for these two? Todd Bailey trying to put it on the back road powder coating podium here tonight out of turn number 2. 4 cars under a blanket here for that podium spot. The Mundorf Warrior. Here comes Orvis Newcomb. He runs 4th right now. Cody Buck behind him. A train race around the outside here at Cedar Lake. Back up front, Ryan Patton continues to hold a steady gap now on the 25 machine of Byron Meeks. Now Cody Buck takes a peek to the inside. Lots of these drivers holding steady on that outside. John Smeo, good run for him. He's keeping those drivers in front of him in sight. These drivers fan out down into turns 3 and 4. Now they're rolling back into one. Orvis Newcomb is just getting in that corner a little bit better than the 57T. He's got to try and set something up here, though. If he's going to have anything to get on this podium, the 57T of Todd Bailey, he'll get a handful of cushion there off of turn number 4. Good run for him. Down the back straightaway. We stay single file. Byron Meeks, he's closed that gap now on Ryan Patton. Does he have anything for the 53P? We'll keep our eyes glued up here at the battle for the lead. The 53P of Ryan Patton. He has to lift and wait on that car a little bit, getting in on the cushion in 3 and 4. Byron Meeks trying to slide to him a little bit. They'll both rip the lip here. They'll spec the horse here off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Still Patton and Meeks. They'll roll it through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, they'll stay single file. Meeks looking for an opportunity. They'll grab a handful of the cushion. We work lap 26 here out of turn 2. Still plenty of sand in the hourglass here. Does Meeks try something earlier, or does he try and wait for a mistake out of Ryan Patton? Train race here around the outside here at Cedar Lake. Just beating that cushion down. Meeks trying to throw a wheel to the inside, but not enough. Patton going to try and stretch that gap out just a little bit. We'll hop back here to that battle. Oh, there's contact. Just caught it there between the 57T and Orvis Newcomb. 29B of Cody Buck trying to find something to roll through the center. Try and get them both here. Put himself on the podium. He'll roll through the center. Does he have enough to slide the 57T? I'm not sure. He'll leave a lane that time. The Mundorf Warrior trying to hold back the attack from the 29B machine, but Cody Buck's found something on the bottom here, trying to make it work. Now Orvis Newcomb, he'll grab a handful of the cushion, try and take advantage, but Cody Buck going to roll to 3rd right now. He'll slide up in front of the 57T, take that back row powder coating podium position away. Now the 57T back to the inside. Does he throw the slide job? He'll leave a lane. Cody Buck now the owner of that spot. Here comes Todd Bailey back to the inside, though. Cody Buck having a little bit of blanket trouble here. See if he holds true here. Side by side still for that third place spot. Back up front, you're not missing anything. Still Patton over Meeks. Your best battle on screen right now is for that podium spot. Cody Buck now has it over the 57T. Todd Bailey's going to try and move back up. Orvis Dukem going to fill the gap. He'll leave a lane for the Punxsutawney Warrior. Orvis Dukem will grab a handful of the cushion. He'll go to fourth now. He'll get around that 57T now. Todd Bailey, he'll drop back to fifth right now. Colton Probes looks to the inside of him off of turn number 2. Not going to make it happen quite yet. Christopher Gormont through the infield. He'll get that car back under speed. And we'll stay green flag racing here off of turn 2. Back up front, 53P of Ryan Patton. Still your leader, second place Byron Meeks. These drivers have been single file up here at the front of the field for the last 15 laps.
Tell you what, Tyler, that top is getting razor thin. No, I'm just wondering if Byron's going to try that slider line at 3 and 4 as Patton continues to hold right to the top. But I see a little stripper grip there coming out of 4 about a lane down, and I'm surprised though, but he hasn't tried that yet.
Yeah, I really was looking at it too, and I think that's going to be the line here. I mean, he's already trying to slide it just a little bit more than Patton there, and I think you really could get something working there if you entered through the middle there. 1 and 2, of course, going to be a battle of trying to get back to that top groove, but 3 and 4 widening out here a little bit earlier than we might have expected. Does Byron Meeks try it? I'm surprised he hasn't quite yet, Dad.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at it there. You're running a second with that kind of gap. Oh,
a little bit of a blink there.
Yeah, but with the gap he's got behind him, and as early as it is, I'd be trying that if I was him. But I'm not in the car. Maybe it doesn't want to be down there. I don't know, but definitely 1 and 2 still around the top yet. I don't think it's ready to be anything different, but as you see, they're slowing up going into 3 and 4 because it's really razor thin right up there against the wall.
Yeah, you can see that Ryan Patton, he really has to wait on that car as high as he's entering, and Byron Meeks just entering not even a slider line, just a hair lower. That time he got in there a little hot. Oh, because we're going to have an oval track specialties caution. We'll take a look here. Not sure what that one's going to be on.
Not sure what happened.
Oh, looks like maybe the Mundorf Warrior in the wall here. Oh, yeah, that's going to be... Oh! Yeah, all drivers kept it straight. But as we were talking about a razor-thin line, somebody found out that it does eventually lead to concrete.
Oh, little collection with the 43 too when he comes down across the track.
Yeah, nowhere for the 43 machine of Christopher Gormont to go. That could have been really the cause of the caution. Todd Bailey gets up, climbs that wall, just catches a little bit of our catch fence there too, and then down the racetrack, Christopher Gormont collected a little bit. That'll slow their pace. The caution flag will wave. Todd Bailey will be sent to the rear. He was racing that car that he's starting behind now in the 57C of Colton Probes, so he will relinquish that spot. Ryan Patton on the point. He'll look to fire when ready out of 4. Ryan Patton will fire. Orvis Newcomb now tries that inside groove here. Good start for Orvis Newcomb on the bottom side. Does he do the slide job? Slide job! Slide job out of turn number 2. Leave a lane. Orvis Newcomb, he came here to win here tonight. He'll roll up to the side of the 25. Side by side still. Orvis Newcomb.
It's there. He just can't get to the top at 1 and 2.
Yep, that help in 1 and 2 now that momentum's rolling here. Now Orvis Newcomb going to try and slide up to that outside and try and take that spot away from Cody Buck as he tries to move to the outside. You can see Newcomb looks back to the inside off of turn 4. He's got to close that door on Cody Buck there. He will. So he'll close the door there on Cody Buck. He'll get his bearings here, try and maybe take another run at him as now we've got 4 cars here at the front of the field. He'll grab a handful of concrete there in turns 1 and 2. He'll bang the boards there. Oh, Cody Buck just barely leaves the lane. Couldn't have fit a piece of paper. Cody Buck, he's found that little bit of a slaughter line, that bottom groove. Now he'll go side by side with Orvis Newcomb. Newcomb going to try and hit this corner right here off of turn number 2. Just enough room to the outside. Meeks catches a little concrete there.
Close to coming in. It's getting close to being racy down there.
Colton Pro's not letting those 2 cars in front of him get away either, as he's maybe going to try and pick a nose to the inside of Cody Buck. We're rolling down here to 3 and 4. Your top 2 still on the wall. Here comes Colton Probes on the tire. Newcomb trying to make it work on the outside, trying to hold on to 3rd, but here comes Cody Buck through the middle. Cody Buck, he'll roll to that 3rd place spot now. Does he have anything? He's came from the tail here tonight. Out of turn number 4. He'll have 3rd at the line. Orvis Newcomb still on the outside. Buck not going to close that gap quite yet. He throws the right rear up in front that time. Newcomb back to the outside is... Oh, there's the move for the lead right there. The 25 machine takes a peek. Oh, Patton just about caught that concrete getting into turn number 1. They're side by side now down the back straightaway. Can we see a slide jump into turns 3 and 4. Patton cuts down the hill. Into turns 1 and 2. I think we're going to see it thrown back. Slide job in turns 1 and 2. Meeks off the concrete. He's not going to have a good enough run. Does he throw it back? Slide job in turns 3 and 4. We're going slider for slider. Patton back to the bottom side. Slide job into turns 1 and 2. Patton, he'll shut the door on Meeks. Meeks back to the bottom. Side by side into turns 3 and 4. Slide job for the 25 machine. Patton, he'll cut back under. Trouble for Christopher Gormont. Can Patton throw the slide job? He's not going to throw. He's going to let the 25 work around him on the outside. Oh, contact from the 29B machine to the 53P. They'll keep it clean and green. So now, your leader from the tail here tonight in the 25 machine. Had a bad heat race, had to start from the tail. Now leading this one on lap 55 of 75.
But I tell you, Tyler, it only took 55 laps and this track finally got racy.
And now these
guys are able to move around the racetrack a little bit, and it just gets better and better the slicker it gets.
Yep, now that inside, that middle groove. And I tell you what, Patton went to the middle that time. I think he picked up a little bit of speed there. He's going to have a handful of speed here trying to come at the 25 machine of Meeks. Meeks has jumped back up to the top. Here comes Ryan Patton on the bottom. Ryan Patton peeks a wheel to the inside. Not that time.
That's the line I was talking about. You see that little stripper grip? That's it right there.
Always happens here at Cedar Lake. 3 and 4. Now Meeks tries a little bit of a slider, but here comes Pat through the middle of peak and nose to the inside. Great race here at Cedar Lake. One of the best races we've had so far here at this high-side hustling racetrack. We work lap 59. Sam running out of the hourglass side by side. Hoosier to Hoosier out of Ford for your lead. Here comes Ryan Patton. He's got to cook up a slide job. Whoa! He'll pitch him to the wall here off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Newcomb looking for 3rd on Buck. Out of turn number 4. Good run for Byron Meeks. He'll hold on to it right now. He'll be your leader rolling into turns 1 and 2. Concrete for Meeks. Pat to the inside. He'll leave a lane here. We're going to have a slide job. Slide job for Ryan Patton. He'll slide all the way up to the wall. He'll grab a handful of cushion. 3 wide for 2nd now. Patton to the outside in 1 and 2. Meeks might have just gave it away. We worked lap 62. Patton in the middle. He's going to be able to block that little bit of a slider line from Meeks. Meeks has got to find a little something more. Ryan Patton now back on dig here at the front of this one. Hill Sparklers off the wall here off of turn number 2. We're wrecking. Cody Buck gets shuffled back to 5th. Gold Post trying to get his first podium. He moves to 3rd on the back road powder coated podium. Oh, Meeks just climbing the fence up over the wall. He's got grip in the grass. Caution flag for Byron Meeks.
Oh, man. By far best race I've seen at Cedar Lake.
Oh, my goodness.
This place doesn't race well until it goes away, and then it comes to life. And this is what I was saying. We were talking about earlier, Tyler, is it doesn't come to life until you get 50, 60 laps on the place. And, man, these long races is when this track gets racy.
I think with the later weather, also in the season, August, a little bit warmer, making this track the best it's been all season. Meeks just misjudges it, catches a lot of right rear on the concrete, and pulls what I'd like to call a Trey Mills as he climbs the wall here and finds himself out of the ballpark here at Cedar Lake. He'll dip back in, but unfortunately the caution flag already out. He had lost all of his positions as he'll have to rejoin at the tail.
How about Colton Probst moving up to second after the contact between Orvis and Cody Buckus? He was right there ready to pounce. The rookie making a great move right there. He finds himself sitting on a podium position. He's been trying to get up here to talk to us all year.
Trying to talk to us all year. Right now he sits P2. He picks the outside here on this restart. Does Orvis Newcomb have anything on the bottom side? Ryan Patton, now your leader, trying to find a good points night now as he sees his competitor to the rear. Here we go out of turn 4. We're green. We'll roll him down into turns 1 and 2, side by side for second. Patton right back up to the wall. Newcomb to the middle. He'll leave a lane to the outside for Probst. Probst, he's found that middle groove. He'll roll through the middle, 3 wide for second. Here comes him under 4, trying to make it work. Probst, he'll move to second. Ryan Patton, your leader. Colton Probst, your rookie, having a great rookie season. He runs second right now. Orvis Newcomb back to third. Cody Buck runs fourth. The Mondorf Warrior back in fifth. Byron Meeks trying to strive here late in this one. Ryan Patton got past, made the pass back for the lead. Now your leader, Colton Probst, runs second. Orvis Newcomb, he's third right now, under fire from the 29B. Side by side for that final back road powder coating spot. Out of turn number 2, contact again. There's a slide job from Newcomb. He'll slide up to the cushion there that time. Down the front straightaway. Newcomb, he'll still hold on to it. Probst not letting the 53P run away from him. He's running that hourglass 4 wide there that time off of 2. We'll put him 4 wide once again as we roll him through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4. Newcomb catches the wall that time. Buck gonna try and take a peek to the inside. 4 wide out of turn number 2. Once again, everybody going for that third and final spot. We'll keep our eyes glued right here as we're winding these laps out. Meeks right around the bottom. 4 different lanes being used right here at Cedar Lake. The best racing you'll see here at Cedar Lake all year. Newcomb to the outside. He'll grab sparklers off the wall. Cody Buck blinks, but we're back in the action. Contact there between the 57T and 25. They're still side by side for third. This is your best battle on screen. Cody Buck, he'll try and take third that time. He's coming from the rear of the field here. Meeks, he's trying to throw his hat back in the ring, trying to get back to a podium spot. Orvis Newcomb sparklers off the walls. He grabs a handful of cushion, still picking to the outside of Buck. Back up front, still the 53P, the 57C, and Colton Probst trying to complete that top 3 goal. We'll see the Spiel Racing Designz white flag one more time around for Ryan Patton. He'll lead us over Colton Probst. This is your battle for third. Who are we going to talk to under this blanket? We'll see here. Into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Patton picks up a good points night. He's going to win. KDJ Etched big blocks out of turn 4. Second, Colton Probst. We had wrecking back there as it's going to be Orvis Newcomb picking up third place. As I'm wondering, did Byron Meeks have a mechanical failure?
How about that? What a race.
We'll take
Best modified race, in my opinion, of the year.
Definitely the best mod race we've had all year. We'll take a look back here at this battle for third at the end of this one. There's the Spiel Racing Designz white flag. Newcomb on the outside. Cody Buck through the middle. Meeks on the bottom, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Slight contact getting into 3. As we'll take a look back. Just 3 wide, hard racing on the white flag lap. And just Buck trying to chop that 25's line away, getting into turns 3 and 4. Or maybe Buck looking to throw a Hail Mary slide job, and that caused contact between the 29B and 25 of Byron Meeks. The Mondorf Warrior gets collected in that one, so Meeks officially is going to finish in the 7th spot with Ryan Patton picking up the win. That could shake the points up quite a bit here tonight.
Definitely is. We wait for Patton to get out of the car. I'm sure he's down there celebrating, doing some donuts. And let him get up here in the booth. Well, speaking of the devil, there he is Ryan Patton. What a race tonight. Probably, I would say, the big block race of the year, as Cedar Lake is known for top dominant until it gets completely slick. And when it slicked off after that caution, what a race. You were able to come back up, take the lead on Meek's mistake and never look back, and pretty much flawless throughout the night. Congratulations on your win.
Buddy, I am drenched. That is on a razor's edge for 75 laps. I mean, that track, whenever you put laps on it, it gets, I mean, when it slicks off, it's good. But until then.
Yeah. Yeah, I was waiting. I saw the slider line. I saw the potential for the slider line in 3 and 4. And then when you found it, you come back up there, and I thought, here we go. And man, from there on, it was game on.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have had it without that mistake that Meeks made getting into the wall, and I apologize for getting into him a little bit. I was just trying to get the heck out of the way and try and get the position back. But yeah, I just remember that middle through 3 and 4 from the previous long races we've had here, and I know it comes in late. And as soon as I tried it, I saw that I gained ground on him, and I think Cody was trying it too because I had a little contact the first time I tried it. But yeah, what a race. Yeah,
there at the end of the race, I know you couldn't see because you're out front, but there was 4 different lines behind you being ran, and I mean everybody was almost on the same level. You were just executing it a little bit better than the rest of the guys. Was able to pull away a little bit there in the long run, but I mean, what a race. I mean, another thing is Byron got in a little bit of trouble there at the end, finishes 7th, so I'm not sure how that's going to shake up these points going into this last race, but I know right now you guys have the tightest points battle going in to the final race of the season. I'll have to see where that puts you right now, but hey, man, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, me and him have been talking about it here and there, and I think we both agree it would be awesome to go into Eldora, that long race, dead even in points.
Well, I'm not sure where this is going to put you, but it's going to put you close because that's a close to 21 point swing right there.
Yeah, so, it was a heck of a swing. I mean, I hate that that's how it went down, but at the same time, I'm out here trying to win a championship too. So.
Yeah, and it was nothing that you're doing. Like you said, you got together a little bit when he made the mistake, but he ended up getting over the wall on his own there later on, and that was the reason he went to the back and just never could get right back up there. He was fighting back there, guys with 3 and 4 wide. So it's just a racing deal, but hey, sometimes sometimes you got to take them as they're given, and this is what you've been doing all year, is being Mr. Consistency between first. I don't know if you finished a race worse than third all year.
The first one at Houston, I finished 4th.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a consistent season, and that's how you're up here into points. That's win number 4 or 5 for you, but I think number 4, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, number 4.
Good season, and who would you like to thank here tonight?
You guys putting this on every week. Everybody in this class, everybody in this league. My family for letting me do this every Tuesday, and all I gotta say is I don't care if it's a video game or not. The nerves are real.
Absolutely, I'll attest to that. And I mean, there's a lot of guys out here that race cars for real that know all say the same thing. It's real.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, moving down to second. Guy's been wanting to talk to us all season long. Has been all so close. He didn't just finish the podium at third. He got a runner-up position. Congratulations, Colton Prost, on a smart race. And your car came in the end, and good job here on the second place tonight.
Thank you, guys. I can half stand right now. I don't think I took a single breath or blinked the last 15 laps.
So you're going to attest that the fact that the nerves are real?
Oh my God, I've competed in a lot of things, and I've been competitive my whole life, and I don't know if I've ever been that nerve-wracked. I was half in tears just to get a second, so I don't know what I'll do if I ever win one. But
Oh man, you
I
put on a good show, and I tell you what, whenever everybody was there side by side, and you were the guy right there on the bottom, and you kind of had that held that line, and as the track slicked up, you evened up, and I thought, you know what, Colton has a chance here, as these guys are all fighting in different spots, and you were kind of running your own line, and once you were able to get out past them and move up to that middle, you had a good race car.
I last week I had the worst car I think I've ever had, and went back to the shop. I completely redid everything, and I had a lot of help from my brother David last couple days. And even at the beginning of this race, I thought it felt the same as it was last week, and the top just wasn't there for me. I don't have a car for the top, so I just stuck to the bottom and wished for a little luck. And thankfully, I got a late caution. And whenever Orvis and Cody got sideways, I don't know how I didn't hit them, but I knew once I got into third, I had a chance. And it
Yeah.
just everything happened to fall in my hands tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were there, man. You put yourself in position. That late race caution, that you could tell you that once they took off, you were there, and I know that you were probably pretty excited. You could say right there, and it was like, okay, now I'm in the game, and I'm in the hunt right now, and I got a chance. So you did what you had to do. You had the cards fall your way this time instead of against you, like it seemed like this year. Like a few times you had a podium car and just didn't quite get there. But tonight, here you are in second place. Who would you like to thank here tonight?
I'd love to thank my mom and my sister. They watch and support every single week. Huge thank you to Kirk Hess and my brother David. They're the ones that got me into this and helped me practice and set up. And I want to thank Jimbo this week. He hopped in big blocks. I know he doesn't race in the league, but he hopped in and helped me run in a track, get a new setup. And I want to thank you guys for letting me do it. First year ever doing it, and you guys have a heck of a league that you have set up here.
All right, bud. Well, great run here, rookie season. Sitting here in the runner-up spot with some really good race car drivers. Congratulations, and I hope to see you up here again.
Thank you.
Orvie Newcomb might have been the dogfight of the year back there. You come home in third place, get a podium, but I'm telling you what, that one there was hard earned, and congratulations.
But thank you. That was some tough races. I mean, we touched, but still, for what we were under, that was still pretty clean.
Oh, for sure. This is a short track race, and you got guys. The track is slick. You got guys running 3, 4 different lanes, and it's a small racetrack. At one point, you guys come out of turn four wide. 4 wide at Cedar Lake is no joke. So, whenever you can still continue and make it happen, and a little touch here and there, and you keep going. That was great racing, and it's glad to see you back up here on the podium.
Oh, thank you. It's been a tough one this year, but it's been a fun year.
Yes, sir. Well, who would you like to give a shout out to here tonight?
Mom and dad, they watch every week, and for allowing me to do this every Tuesday while they gotta work early in the morning. So you guys for putting the league and stuff on and everyone in this class. Clean racing, everyone in this league.
All right, Orvie. Well, we appreciate you too, bud. You've been a big part of this league to build it where it's at. And, congratulations here again.
Thank you, guys.
Tyler, you figure out. I got to step away for a minute. You figure out who the Newcomb Automotive Hard Charger is, and I will be back for the Pro Leagues.
Well, looking like Colt Probes, they do believe got to slot up. So he came from, I do believe, a little bit farther up. We'll take a moment here to figure this out. But I do believe it is going to be the 29B machine of Cody Buck. He would have came from 8th tonight to finish in 4th, picking up 4 spots. As we said, Colt Probes, he would have slotted up in the running order.
Hello.
Hello? We are still
We
looking,
are.
still looking to see who the Newcomb Automotive hard charger was. Yeah, coming from fifth was Colton Probe, so I do believe that means that the Newcomb Automotive hard charger is going to be Cody Buck in the 29B machine as he comes from 8th to 4th to pick up the feature win here tonight. Or, excuse me, not the feature win, to pick up the Newcomb Automotive hard charger award here tonight. As your winner, Ryan Patton, he came from the pole, but I tell you what, it was not a pole race here tonight as he battled for that one from hard charging Byron Meeks late in that one. So we will take a minute here, though, to switch gears here and get ready to go HighLine Designz Pro late model racing here at Knoxville for another 75 laps. So don't go anywhere. We'll see if we can put another great race on your screen here in just a few moments. There we go. Found it. Alrighty, we are here with the HighLine Designz Pro late models here at Knoxville. Quick time right now. Mike Anderson, he's at the top of the speed charts, but not by much over last week's third place runner of David McGovern. He's only 6 thousandths off the pace. Second place finisher Mike Anderson, he's quick time right now. Dave Riesinger runs third, Jonathan Smeal fourth, and Action Jackson, pretty good lap right now. He sits fifth on your speed charts. Last week's feature winner, I do believe, was Colton Joyner. He sits at the tail of our speed charts.
You know, I wonder whether Colton Joyner does that as a cat and mouse game. Every week, he's one of the slowest guys in hot laps, and there he comes in a feature. I don't know. Little game of cat and mouse by Colton Joyner. Boy, Larry Hesker's going to put the slider on Action Jackson out there in practice. And Jackson into the wall again.
Oh, no.
He's on his fourth backup car right now. He's pulling out of that. Good thing he's got deep pockets.
Must have.
Am I talking?
Must have.
Am I talking?
What?
I'm talking to no one. Are you there?
Yeah, I was getting some feedback
Oh, okay.
from a certain Jorber that adored me tonight in the feature, a.k.a. Daniel Collins Jr., but that's besides the point. Appreciate him. He was just saying it said intermission, but we were not on intermission yet, but now we have cars on track. And yeah, I was listening to you there. Action Jackson definitely has about 7 toter homes in the
Guy's got
infield
endless
there.
money. Endless money.
Kirk Cass just pulled out his backup car as I saw his was junk on the front straightaway. So
Kirk Hess, rumor has it, he may be out there without an Oculus tonight. So somebody to keep an eye on is I think he was having some technical difficulties. So had to switch to a different style helmet.
that's it.
Might inhibit his vision a little bit. So Kirk Hess, it's a big racetrack. You got some room out there, but I know from experience, as I had to race at least 2 races this year without that, it's not easy after you're used to the Oculus to get back. You know, you got virtual VR and then you go back to a monitor. It's not easy. And
People get real superstitious about their helmets too. So that's good. That's another.
Oh,
factor,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
superstition. So considering he's wearing a different helmet tonight could be a huge thing. Really throw the game off for the 46 machine of Kirk Hess. So that'll be a story to watch.
Tonight's a sad night too. For me, is you know how much I like this league and how much I like racing. And we got 1 week left after this. We all end it next week at Eldora, and I'd like to make sure and make an announcement. And I will put it on the webpage and everything else. And any of the viewers out there, we will be starting at 6:30, our final week. We have powder puffs. We have longer laps at a big racetrack for every division. So we're going to start a half hour early. Powder puffs will be on the card at 6:30, and we will be followed directly by pro lates, big block modifieds, and end our season with the super late models at Eldora. All cars at Eldora next weekend. Next Tuesday. Down to just 2 minutes to go at hot laps.
We wind down the time here. Take a minute here to give a shout out to all our sponsors: Harrison Brothers Welding and Fabrication, HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. As you're watching them, just saw the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds, Oval Track Specialties, Caution Flags, Back Road Powder Coating, Podium / Victory Lane, Elevated Outdoors Hot Pit, Newcomb Automotive Hard Charger of the Race, and the Smeal Racing Designs White Flag 1 to go. So I want to thank everybody that's part of this league in the sponsorship category as well as a driver. As we are under a minute before we get ready to go. Heat race action here. This should be interesting. These heat races going to mean a lot here at Knoxville. So we'll see where these guys stack up for the pill draw.
We'll try to post how the points are maybe this week too for everybody watching this, so they know where the points are going in the last race. I've been kind of dropping the ball on that this season. So I'm curious to find out where Patton is now with Meeks and that modified. They've got to be close going into Eldora.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a heated battle, I'd have to say. And that's going to be one that you fans are going to want to watch really closely. Is it's only going to heat up as we go for multiple laps. How many laps is it for our supporting classes at at Eldora?
I'd have to go back and look. It's a
it
lot.
90?
85,
Oh,
85 or 90.
85?
We are 100 laps at Eldora, so it's going to be a long night, but it's our final race of the season. So I decided, we're going to make a big one for our last race. They do run a 100-lapper at Eldora for super lates, and I wanted these guys to have some extra laps, so that's why we're starting a half hour early. It's only 25 laps for the powder puffs, but it's a fairly big racetrack, and hopefully they can keep them straight, get through their race. But them girls, you never know what's going to happen. All right, first heat race on the track on the pole out of Grampian will be the 80J of Action Jackson. Outside him, the 98 Larry Hess out of Clearfield.
Inside row number 2, getting that car together, like we said, might have a little bit of a different helmet on here tonight. That's going to be the 46 machine of Kirk Hess. He's out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Outside of him in the 72 machine. Got the white wrap on here tonight. That's a sweet looking race car for the 72 machine of Dave Riesinger. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania.
Out your field all the way from Allegheny, New York in the 42H on a hot streak here as of late. Dennis Harrison III.
And word coming in from a kind commenter, Ryan Patton sits at the top of the board for your point standings heading into Eldora by 6 points.
Oh boy, that's 2 positions. He's 2 positions. That's all he's got to. Oh man, I don't know. That's going to be a tight one. Interesting to watch.
So that last little wreck there with Meeks at the end of that one could be what cost him the championship. We'll have to see what happens at Eldora. But right now, we're green flag into turn 1 at Knoxville. Action Jackson. He doesn't let out of the throttle here tonight. He'll roll around the bottom side. He's trying to go to the lead down the back straight away. He'll shut the door on the 98 machine. Oh, Jackson pushes there. We'll stack him up here 3 wide out of turn number 4. Contact between Hess and Jackson. Hess drove down the racetrack there down the straightaway. That's going to let Riesinger. He's going to come out of nowhere with like a rocket ship down the back straightaway. Harrison got some damage there on that one also. He'll drop back to 4th now with the left front nose piece wrinkled up there. But at the point now, left side door damage on the 98 machine will be Larry Hess after some heavy contact there. Not sure what got him shuffled up. Second place right now, Dave Riesinger. I like the look of that 72 machine as he rolls into turns 3 and 4 here. Out of turn number 4, Dave Riesinger, he holds second. Action Jackson holding steady there in 3rd. I do believe damage on Dennis Harrison inflicting the handling as Kirk Hess. He's going to go to the inside of the 42 Ace machine as that damage is going to hurt Harrison. But here comes Dave Riesinger. He's got it rolling here. Action Jackson not letting him go. Wait, ADG, there's the wall, dead. Watch out, drivers.
Car
Huge
number
drag.
5. Guy's got deep pockets, man.
We talked about him earlier in practice. That wall all night hasn't moved no matter how many times he pounds it.
He wants that thing moved up the racetrack a foot, and he is bound and determined to move it.
He's been trying to move it all night. Unfortunately, here in the heat race, he's gonna unfortunately not move her again. We'll take a ride here with him here as we see what he sees coming out of turn number 4. Oh! Just got to be such a disappointing feeling. 80J running third, great heat race event. And you just got to think maybe a little bit of tunnel vision on that 72 cutting down off the wall. And, heavy pancake with the right side, and that'll end his heat race here tonight.
You're talking about the 42H and just how important Knoxville is for downforce. It's one of the most I don't know how to say it, like setup savvy racetracks. On your car's got to be spot on. You get any kind of body damage, it's very aero dependent, and you get body damage here, and it really can mess your night up. He'll be able to get a fix for the feature, though, so no harm, no foul. Just have to start towards the back, because I don't think he'll be able to move up here. You never know. Yeah, I've seen the 42H make some wild things happen here in the past, but so far, I think that car definitely has a little bit of a crutch to it right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look back right now at that contact on lap number 1 between Jackson and Hess. Hess almost looks like he tried to pinch it off from the wall, and Jackson did give ample room to the outside. Hess just tries to come off that wall, and just unfortunately Jackson got the bad end of the stick along with Harrison, who got his front end crinkled up there. Hess just trying to cut off the wall, and unfortunately collects Jackson pretty good there, and inevitably what shuffled those drivers back there on that initial start. So Harrison, he's had to reap that bad luck here all this heat races. He's got a bent front nose. Like you said, aerodynamics such a huge factor here. That's almost practically a pure stock front end on the front of the 42H machine. He's got that sucker bound up as we're going to get ready to turn him loose here. Back out of turn number 4. Larry Hess controls the pace. He's waiting. He'll fire now. Does Dave Riesinger have anything to try and start on the front row? I tell you what, huge slider line from the 98 machine. That's going to give him a huge run, though, as he'll stretch out that lead over the 72 of Riesinger by quite a large margin. Kirk Hess trying to go to work on the 72 machine of Riesinger here out of turn number 4. They're rolling down into turns 1 and 2. Now Hess up to the cushion. Riesinger, he rolls through the middle. Larry Hess got that good jump there on that initial start with that slider line. Was up on the berm, but it worked out for him here. As he'll roll through 3 and 4. He'll grab the Smeal Racing Designs white flag one more time around for Larry Hess. He'll roll her down into 1 and 2. Riesinger trying to get his feet back under him, but I think Sand is going to run out of the hourglass here as Riesinger's trying to pull on him. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. There's not going to be enough time. The 98 machine Larry Hess, he'll start pull here tonight, and he'll win HighLine Designs heat race number 1 with the Pro Late Model. Second, Dave Riesinger. Third will go to the 46 of Kirk Hess and Dennis Harrison. Fourth.
Hey, what, that 72 car, when it gets rolling, it's a pretty quick race car.
Definitely going to be one to watch here. He's not going to be starting far back. He'll start third here tonight. Alrighty, we've got heat race number 2 lining up on the racetrack here. One car waiting to make the call is Jonathan Smeal. Has not made the call yet.
You got your fastest 2 in hot laps out on the front row of this.
Yeah, McGovern liking the pill draws here at Knoxville. He'll start pole of another one here tonight. And Jonathan Smeal, he will make his way to the grid.
That was right down to the last second.
Had to be close. But he will make the call. So we will have...
All right, Tyler. On the pole this side of curves, on the 157, we got Dave McGovern outside of him, out of DuBois. And the 116, Mike Anderson.
Inside row number 2 in the one-star machine, last week's feature winner. He'll have to come from the tail here tonight. That's going to be Colton Joyner. Colton Joyner in the one-star machine. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. Your points leader, I do believe, still with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. That's going to be Jonathan Smeal in the 13 machine. So David McGovern definitely hoping to hold back some of these heavy hitters behind him in this heat race here. He had a great car there. Got to talk to him for the first time all year last week here at Knoxville. He finished third. Mike Anderson on his outside finished second. So your top 3 finishers in this heat race, they start 1, 2, 3. So Jonathan Smeal had a good run last week. Finished a little bit farther up than he used to, but he's trying to get a little bit better car here for tonight. We'll see here. McGovern looking to take this one to the outside front row, but we'll see if anybody has anything to say for. Here we go out of turn number 4. We're green. Mike Anderson, good restart on the outside, but we see how good that bottom side is in turns 1 and 2. McGovern's going to slide up. Easy. He doesn't leave a lane, and he parks them both in the outside wall early in this one. Oh, man. I was starting to wonder if we had a flag mid there. As we do, the caution flag will come out. And just maybe the nerves getting to the 157 there early in this one. He drives there, and he drives up the racetrack, and Mike Anderson... It's hard to say there. Mike Anderson outside there, and that 157 just straightens up there, and Anderson's out there.
That's where, when I was here with Nick Anderson, that's where I got into it with Nick, I do believe, is that wall. That's where that wall kind of comes back out.
It definitely comes
a little
back
bit
out.
And it's a tricky place where you think you're going to leave room, and it just kind of goes away. It's a very tricky spot on this racetrack when you're on the bottom to leave enough room when you're coming off there, because that wall goes out and then cuts back in right at the last second to the straightaway, and it seems like you lose the room you thought you had, and it's just a pinch point. And I think McGovern tried to leave a lane. It looked like he was trying to pinch down, but just didn't leave quite enough, I don't believe. I'm not sure. I mean, we'd have to go back and look at it, but it was definitely tight. Nothing intentional. Just bad luck for both of them there that happened.
Yeah, you just have to play that angle a little differently and not really look at the wall. You just kind of have to know where that car is going to be, and that's hard. He slid up there early in that corner and maybe thought that would have relinquished Mike Anderson to kind of get out of the throttle. Mike Anderson able to get back to the outside of him there, and just you kind of see that, almost like that 157 car kind of just straightened up on him a little quicker than he thought. And unfortunately, that's all she wrote is Anderson was trying to play that angle to the wall, and once they touched there, they had a decent trip before they got to the wall, but unfortunately the touch was too brutal, and neither car able to pull off of the other, and they both are going to end their heat race here early, and we're going to have a King of the Hill style heat race here for the rest of this. So Jonathan Smeal, by default, is going to start on the outside front row. As Joyner fires mighty early, he'll drive through the pace car, but it is under his discretion. So he will fire. Legal start there for Colton Joyner. He'll drive it off down into turns 1 and 2 and get a big gap on the 13 machine of Jonathan Smeal. Like we said, Jonathan Smeal really only driving for about 1 point right now. As they'll roll that cushion in just a little bit, but I think this one's going to be kind of how you see it right now. Oh, Jonathan Smeal just collected the wall. Luckily, no right front damage, it seems, for Jonathan Smeal, so he'll stay clean and green, but he did collect that wall down the back straightaway. He will start outside pole because Colton Joyner is going to have to take the trip to the back of the field, but Colton Joyner going to get 3 points here if he can hold on to this one without any major mechanical failures. As two of our drivers that were mighty fast last week, they're going to start behind the 8-ball here. As Smeal is driving through the berm on the infield. Jonathan Smeal not having a good feel for the car here tonight. He did a little bit of monster trucking right there in that 13 machine.
Well, lucky for him, a good break for him is Joyner's going to have to go to the tail, so it's going to be like he won this race when it's all said and done.
Yep, exactly.
Times the car follow your way.
Exactly what I was saying there is he will be your outside front row starter, so he might just be kind of riding, hanging out, as that will be the checkered flag. So we missed the Smeal Racing Designs white flag, but did have the Smeal Racing Designs white flag, and now the checkered flag has waved for Colton Joyner and Jonathan Smeal.
Several of these guys have to pull backups out here for this feature. I hope these heat races aren't to show what's going to happen in this feature, because a lot of tore up equipment in them heat races. I hope that doesn't happen here for these features, but I guess we'll go find out here pretty shortly.
Yeah, it'll be up to them how they want to run this one. A couple of drivers going to be behind the 8-ball. I looked to see where they put these drivers of the 157 and Mike Anderson, where each one's put, because one of them is going to end up starting 4th and the other one's going to end up starting 6th. So 4th place, not that bad of a starting spot for wrecking out on lap number 1.
I keep an eye on Colton Joyner in this race, as he's known to be good on long runs, and this is a long race here at Knoxville, 75 laps.
Already we've got cars gridding up here. It looks like they're going to give that spot to Mike Anderson. So Mike Anderson's going to find himself starting in 4th over David McGovern, a row behind him. So that is the way iRacing draws it up for us here at Knoxville. But alrighty, Dad, we'll get to our front row here on the pole of this one in the 98 machine. Coming out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania now in that 98 machine. That's going to be Larry Hess. Outside of him, your points leader. In the 13 machine, that's going to be Jonathan Smeal out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania.
Inside your second row, out of DuBois. Then the 72 has been on a hot streak here as of late. We Dave Riesinger, and outside of him in a 116, also out of DuBois, Mike Anderson.
Inside row number 3, that's going to be the 46 machine of Kirk Hess. He's out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania. And the 157 trying to have a good run here once again tonight. That's going to be David McGovern. Turbo David McGovern.
Turbo David McGovern, huh? Inside row number 4, all the way out of Allegheny, New York, into 42H will be Dennis Harrison III. Outside of him, last week's feature winner. And a 1-star will be Colton Joyner out of DuBois.
We were told of a little nickname for the 157 of Dave McGovern, Turbo, and that as he found himself on the podium, we'll give it to him here. So he'll come from 6 here, but pace truck's off. Here we go.
Jackson Champion running out your field.
Action Jackson back there in the 80J machine. Let's see if he can keep it off the wall here, because it hasn't moved since that heat race. We're green into turn number 1. Out of turn number 2 now as these cars fire off. Out of 2, we've got 4 cars under a blanket at the front of this one. 3 wide, rolling into turns 3 and 4. Dave Riesinger takes a peek to the inside for third. Here comes the 13 machine of Jonathan Spiel trying to take the lead here on lap number 1. He'll drive to the outside of the 98 machine. Mike Anderson, he has to take... Here comes Turbo Dave on the outside. He'll make contact with the 116. We'll keep him green. Out front, Jonathan Spiel picks up the early lead here. He'll put the 98 machine back to second, side by side now for third. Mike Anderson on the inside. He'll try and squeeze that 157 up the racetrack. They'll go wheel to wheel here off of turn number 2. We're rolling down into turns 3 and 4. Colton Joyner already runs 5th in this one. He's digging on the cushion right now. Out of turn number 4. They'll single file out as they roll them back down into turns 1 and 2. Turbo McGovern on the outside. He runs third. We're wrecking. Hold on to it. McGovern to the infield. Are we going to see a caution? No. Not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if the 98 machine got caught up on the 13 of Jonathan Spiel or what happened. That's going to really shuffle the deck there as Jonathan Spiel still leads. Larry Hess had that car up in the air. He's second. Colton Joyner from the tail finds himself third 5 laps into this one. Mike Anderson back there now, battling in fourth. He's got Harrison looking to his inside. Mike Anderson has huge damage on the 116. Huge damage on the 116 of Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson could have left the left front at home as that machine does not have the left front touching the racing surface, but he's still got it digging on the outside. He'll hold off the battle from Harrison right now. Riesinger runs behind him. That left front has quit spinning on the 116. He don't need it.
I look back, Tyler, it was just a matter of the Hess got a little wee bit loose, and McGovern with too big a run just got into the back of him there, and he checked up, and that just caused a chain reaction.
So unfortunately there, Larry has just lost the handle a little bit there on that one, but now he's got his feet back on him as they roll to the back end. Oval Track Specialties caution flag going to come out. Mike Anderson. We talked about that damage there, and I'm wondering if maybe that eventually caught up with him there. As we'll take a look here. Harrison to his inside, and right there, almost like once he had to check up, the car never turned. Gets there behind Harrison, maybe just a slight check up there, and without that left front helping turn the car on the bars, and it just found its way all the way to the outside wall. As we will hop back to that incident there with McGovern and Larry Hess, we'll take a look back at it here. Oh yeah, just huge run for the 157, and he was cutting down the racetrack, and almost like Smeal was trying to leave a lane, and Hess might have thought that they were coming up to the wall, and he got really sideways like you said there, and McGovern couldn't quite lift quick enough, got his car sideways, and unfortunately Mike Anderson really got the worst of that one. So tough break for Mike Anderson. Had a great run. Last week came home with a P2 finish. I don't know if we're going to see that for the 116 as the nose piece is off of that car. Your leader, though, we haven't seen him up front here lately in the 13 machine, but he's got a hot rod here tonight in the 13. Jonathan Smeal. Colton Joyner, though, I tell you what, won last week, and he's got a car here at Knoxville that just seems to be better than the rest. He was real good at Knoxville even last year, and continues to knock on the door here as he runs in that third spot right now. Larry Hess on the outside. Harrison, he finds himself in the fourth spot. Riesinger rounds out your top 5. Kirk Hess and Action Jackson behind them. We're green out of turn number 4. Great start for the 1-star of Colton Joyner. Bad start for the 98 of Larry Hess. He'll lose spots getting into turn number 1. Harrison's going to take advantage. He'll move up to 3rd. Colton Joyner now to 2nd in the 1-star machine. Jonathan Smeal, your leader here early in this one. He started outside front row trying to hold them guys behind him. Colton Joyner to 2nd. Larry Hess gets his feet back on him. He'll try and go back to 3rd on the outside. He'll roll around the outside back to 3rd off of turn number 2. Here comes Colton Joyner to the tail feathers of Jonathan Smeal. Smeal running through that middle groove, but I tell you what, Joyner's got a race car here. He'll look to the inside. Side by side, Hoosier to Hoosier down into turns 1 and 2. Smeal gets that outside momentum. Oh, 98 had to check up there. Got a little bit of romance from the 42H machine. So Smeal will continue to lead. Smeal leads the one star of Colton Joyner. Larry Hess, good run. He runs third right now. Harrison, fourth. Fifth is Riesinger. McGovern's found himself back up to sixth. Does that car still have a little something? They'll fan out down into turns 3 and 4. Joyner around the outside. He'll take the lead that lap on the outside. Big power move. Can we see a slide jump from Smeal? Smeal will throw a slide jump. Joyner crosses him over down the back straightaway. Harrison now on the tail feathers of the 13. Slide job returned there by Joyner. Harrison to the outside. This could end bad. Whoa, they have to check up there for Harrison. Harrison, big check up there to keep from catching that outside concrete on the outside of Jonathan Smeal. Not sure if Smeal quite knew he was out there. But now Colton Joyner's came from the tail to the lead here in the one-star machine. He had no contest there last week. Once he got to the front, does he have anybody to try and throw their hat in the ring? Harrison, he'll go to the inside. He'll slide the 13 machine, cut it off for the one star. Does Jonathan Smeal have anything on the bottom side? He'll give him a tap in the left rear. Not enough to throw it back at him, though, into turns 3 and 4. Smeal will roll around the bottom side. Nobody really running away from anybody right now as Colton Joyner leads this one. Harrison ripping the lip right now in second. Smeal back to third. Hess wants that spot. We work lap 16, a 75. Here comes McGovern on the bottom side. He'll look to the inside of Riesinger right now, but back up front, Harrison maybe looking to throw a slide job into one. He'll throw the slider. Will he leave a lane? He just kind of parks it there in the middle of the racetrack, tried to leave a lane. Joyner wasn't quite sure. Now he'll throw the slide job in 3 and 4. So Harrison moves himself to the front here in the 42H machine. Had trouble last week, had damage, and then I do believe a mechanical failure. Now he'll go to the point here off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Colton Joyner moves back to second now. Larry Hess now takes a peek to the inside for third. On Smeal, that's going to close. Smeal gets pinched in the wall by Hess. Hess out of whack. They'll both lose positions there in that one. Hess going to try and rally back here. McGovern, he'll take advantage of that. He'll move up to that 4th spot. Riesinger now, the last score on the back road powder coating podium. Back up front, Colton Joyner's not letting that 42H machine drive away from him here. Good race at the front of your field. Harrison has it. Smeal in second. Battle of the days here. Here comes Turbo. David McGovern to the inside of the 72. Can we see a slide jump? There's a slide jump from the 157. Good clean slide jump. He'll grab the cushion off the corner. Riesinger shows him the right rear corner panel down the back straightaway. Riesinger, does he throw a slide job back? He'll slide up the racetrack, running out of real estate. Oh, McGovern caught the wall, but he keeps his right front. McGovern drove around the outside there, kept the right front after contact with the wall. Battle up front here. Can we see a slide job from Joyner? Not that time. Joyner will ride through the middle, a little bit lower than Harrison. He finds that little bit lower line, trying to peek to the inside. Joyner will set the car in the middle of the racetrack. Harrison trying to drive away from him. Colton Joyner not letting him. He'll slot back in down the back straightaway. Harrison catches the little wall there. Colton Joyner ever so fast here at Knoxville. He takes another peek there. David McGovern finds himself back in the podium here. Fell back early, but now back in a position he wants to be. Colton Joyner still runs second. He's going to have a run here down into turn 3. Does he throw the slide job? He won't. We work lap 24 here, getting ready to put our first third of the race in the books right now. Joyner to the cushion. Everything it's worth down the back straightaway. He's going to get a big run. Does he throw the slide job into turn 3? I see a slide job. Here's a slide job from Colton Joyner. Slide job for the lead here into turns 3 and 4. Harrison, he'll cut down at the line. Can't call it. Harrison, slide job back to Colton Joyner. Joyner turned down the hill to the inside, side by side. Can we see another slide job from Colton Joyner? They'll leave a whisker to the outside. Joyner lays the right side on him. Harrison has to get on the gas. Joyner might have thought he cleared that slider there early. Harrison was trying to roll back around the outside, so now Harrison gets forced back to second there. Joyner back to the point. Can he try and run away from Harrison, or does Harrison have something to say about that and have a Hail Mary cooking up in that 42H machine? David McGovern not far out of this one. He runs third all by him lonesome. A little bit ahead of fourth place runner Dave Riesinger, who's having a great run here tonight. Jonathan Spiel holds down fifth over Kirk Hess and Action Jackson. Larry Hess has fallen back to eighth. That car's starting to go away with a little bit of right rear quarter panel damage. Back up front, Harrison spanking the horse. Here comes Harrison. Does he have another Hail Mary to throw at the one-star machine? Seems to be whoever is in second can find that little bit of an edge. Harrison, right on the rear tail feathers of Joyner. He'll take a peek to the inside. He'll show the nose out of turn number 2. Not enough that time. He'll slot back in behind Joyner. Harrison trying to find a little bit of cushion to work with here off of turn number 4. Still Colton Joyner at the point of this one. Harrison grabs a handful of the cushion. He's going to cut off here off of turn number 2. Can he get a nose to the inside of Joyner? Not that time. Colton Joyner still leads here at Knoxville. We work lap 31. Harrison all over the rear deck lid of the one-star machine. Oh, Harrison catches the push. He'll turn the car on the cushion. No, he won't lose much ground. He'll strive back up off of turn number 2, back to the rear bumper. Harrison looking for any little bit on that outside. Does he try and go higher than the one-star? Doesn't have enough to make it happen. Now he'll show the nose back to the inside. Is he going to leave a lane? Harrison leaves a lane for Joyner. Side by side off of turn number 2. I'm thinking we're going to see a slide job into turn number 3. Slide job from the 42H machine. Colton Joyner, he'll cross right back under the 42H, and he's going to throw it back. Slide job back to the 42H. Maybe not. Joyner, he will complete it off the corner there. Harrison with an evasive move to look back to the inside. Slide job back in turns 3 and 4. Harrison back to the point off of turn number 4. Does Joyner have enough to throw it in 1? He will. Colton Joyner elects for the long slider. He'll draw it out off of turn number 2. Harrison takes a peek back to the outside. There is Joyner left the lane. Does he leave a lane this time, though? Harrison all the way back out to the wall. This didn't end well last time. Does the door get shut? Joyner leaves the lane. Now Joyner, he'll throw it all the way up to the cushion. This time here off of turn number 2. He'll grab a handful of the cushion down the back straightaway. Harrison will try and get his feet under him. There's going to be a Hail Mary this time. Does he leave a lane? He does. Joyner all the way up to the wall. He'll grab it all down the front straightaway. He'll continue to lead. Great battle up front between your top 2. We keep our eyes glued up here. Harrison looking for another way back at him. Joyner still leads up on that cushion. Harrison in second right now. McGovern runs third. 4th, still Riesinger. Smeal runs 5th. Back up front. We've got the sliders coming back at Joyner. Joyner got a little tight on the cushion there, but he's going to have a huge run off of turn 2. He'll go back to the point. Harrison left him a lane. Off of turn number 2, we roll back into 3 and 4 now. Off of 4, Colton Joyner still has it at the front. Are these guys using their tires up on each other right now? Is anybody going to have anything later in this one? They've got a 3-second gap on third place runner David McGovern. Harrison trying to find that cushion even higher as it continues to move up. There's the wall, though. Don't miss it. Harrison to the inside. Does he throw a slide job here? He's going to throw a Hail Mary slider. Does Joyner have enough time to cut down? Joyner will. Joyner cuts down the racetrack. I think he's going to throw it back into turn number 3. Slide job from Colton Joyner. He'll drive up to the cushion, grab a handful of it off at turn number 4. Harrison's going to return the favor down in 1 and 2. Slide job from Dennis Harrison. Joyner gets a huge cut down that time. Joyner's going to have enough room. He'll throw the slide job back. Maybe not. He might just try and drive through the middle here. Is that going to let Harrison go to the outside? Side by side. Joyner maybe now wants to throw it into turns 1 and 2. Joyner leaves the lane to the outside. Harrison now your leader off of 2. Does Colton Joyner have enough to close that gap once again? Harrison's been able to close it every time he runs behind the one star. Does Joyner have that same capacity as they rocket off of turn number 2 now down the back straightaway? Joyner right there on the rear decklet. Does he have enough to cook up a slide job here? As we work lap 43 of 75, these laps not going by quick as they are using their stuff up right now. Harrison around that cushion just ever so quickly as Joyner looked a little bit lower that time. He'll lose ground off of turn number 2. Harrison and Joyner banging the boards here tonight at Knoxville, trying to sell as many t-shirts as they can. Third place runner Dave McGovern not far behind. Riesinger, he runs in 4th. Jonathan Spiel still holds down the 5th place spot. He's in a good battle with Kirk Hess. Clean track ahead of these drivers. Harrison continues to lead, but Joyner not letting them go away. Trying to find that outside cushion just a little bit better. He gets a good run off of 2 that time. He's got to try and cook up a slide job. Harrison might have had to get out of the throttle there for a second. Joyner has to follow suit, though. You got to wonder, do these guys ever want to try the bottom side? They've been absolutely rallying on the top side here. Does anybody want to drop to the bottom? Harrison tries a little bit lower there. I'm just not sure if there's enough there. He gets a good run there off of turn 4. But has a couple car lengths between him and Harrison. Harrison on the ragged edge getting into turns 1 and 2. He can't make a mistake in that 42H machine. Both these drivers, 5 wins on the year. They will have to move to the Super Late Model Division if they pick up the win here tonight. Colton Joyner, Harrison. They race. A little bit of a slip up there from Harrison. Colton Joyner pounces. He'll drive back to the rear deck lid. Into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Colton Joyner throws his hat back in the ring. He's on the rear deck lid of Harrison. Is Harrison's car starting to go away? Here comes Joyner to the inside. He'll peek his nose at the left rear tire off of turn number 2. He won't throw a slide job yet. Big mistake from Joyner. It catches the concrete. There goes the spoiler. Joyner's in trouble. Colton Joyner with trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it. An Oval Trek Specialties caution here. No spoiler on the one star. His chance is ruined here with that mistake, as he'll lose wholesale ground. As he's already lost half a straightaway on the 42H of Harrison. That spoiler means just that much. As right now he elects to run the laps out in the one star machine, but that's going to let Harrison now tick away here at the lead. As we'll keep them clean and green. We'll take a look back here, see what our best battle is. These drivers single filed out right now. Harrison, your leader. Joyner runs second right now, but for how long? He's already lost 3 seconds on your leader. David McGovern maybe looking to pick up a career best finish of second right now. He's been running that outside cushion. He runs third. He sees the one star in front of him now. As you can see how much that spoiler means here. And like we said, a spoiler is a caution allowed thing, like a tire going down in real life. But right now,
I'm really surprised he hasn't asked for a caution. Maybe he doesn't realize the spoiler's gone, but
I can't imagine. He's lost 5.5 seconds off of a little wall tap. He's got to know he's has some serious damage on the back end. Most likely a spoiler is that he's dropping like a rock right now. You got to think as now laps wind down. And he's going to run out of time here to try and make his way back up through the field. Here comes Dan McGovern to the inside. He'll throw the slide job here, I do believe, into turns 3 and 4. No, he's going to roll around the bottom side, but Joyner has nothing on the outside. Nothing he can do. 157 to Dan McGovern. He'll move up to second. Turbo. David McGovern runs second right now. Joyner back to third. Riesinger's going to make quick work of him also. If we don't have a caution here, Joyner's probably going to drop all the way to the tail of the field. There's just nothing you can do without that rear downforce. So he elects to run on that no spoiler 8/flat tire almost in that one-star machine. He'll drop back to 4th right now as Harrison is now clean sailing, and I think he knows that as he just rolls through the center right now. About 7 seconds ahead of second place runner David McGovern. Third place Dave Rieslinger having a good run. He's trying to put it on the podium here for another night. Harrison now under fire from Jonathan Smeal. Jonathan Smeal takes a look to the inside. He'll slide him into turns 3 and 4. Kirk Hess also now looking to the inside. There's the Novel Track Specialties caution. Oh! Heavy contact between Joyner and Hess there under caution. I don't know if Joyner just didn't know that he was.
Yeah, I don't think Joyner knew he was there, and he was hurried up getting down there to get in the pits. And I mean, we allow, if you lose your spoiler, you can call for a caution. It's like having a flat tire. You only get 2 per race. Your third one though is you can't call for one. So this is be charged against the 1-star, but it's a caution I would call.
Yeah, definitely. And I can't believe he didn't call it quicker there, as he wasted about 7 laps of time to try and fight his way back up through the field. But it also got a lot of damage actually received there, maybe from that contact between him and the 98 machine. I see Larry Hess, that dented his right side door, so not sure if Hess is going to be too happy about that. Maybe thinking the 1-star should have been a little bit more aware of where he's at. Is I do see the spoiler getting put back on Colton Joyner's car.
Yeah, it's still not real straight yet, but he'll use as much of the time as possible in the pits until he can join the field the last minute, trying to get as much of that repaired as possible. The better that downforce is and the aerodynamics are in that car, it will help that maybe gain a couple spots back. But I got a feeling his chances for the win here tonight is come to an end.
Something tells me the 116's power plant might expire here, as I hear it pretty well off the chip right now on the infield.
They got her straightened out pretty nice now, as he was able to spend some good quality time in the pits as they're getting ready to take the green.
Oh yeah, that car looks good. So Colton Joyner's car looks good. He's gonna have trouble getting up through the field, but that car looks pretty well straight as an arrow there. A little bit of right side damage, but we'll get ready to turn him loose here. Harrison, he's been to class the field. He'll fire off a turn number 4. Good start for the 157 of Dave McGovern. He'll slot right back into second. We'll see if he tries to slide up here in front of Riesinger. He will. He'll slot in here off of turn number 2. So Riesinger back to 3rd. Jonathan Smeal, he runs 4th. Colton Joyner, yeah, that car going to work there. I just heard the 116's motor blow up on the infield, so he will be expiring a power plant here tonight. But down the back straightaway, your leader, the 42H machine of Dennis Harrison III. David McGovern, he runs 2nd right now. Riesinger trying to creep around the inside. He runs 3rd. Kirk Hess now up into the mix here as he's side by side back there for that 4th place spot with Jonathan Smeal. Colton Joyner making hay on the outside. He's trying to go to 5th right now as he looks to the outside of Kirk Hess. Back up front, Harrison not running away from the 157 of David McGovern. Does McGovern have anything for him here in the late stages of this one? Here comes Riesinger on the bottom. This one might not be over. Did Harrison use his stuff up? McGovern within range here. He's got to be ever so perfect on this cushion to try and run down that 42H machine. Riesinger not going away with him. These 3 cars are starting to break away from the rest of the field. Harrison can't make a mistake. Riesinger takes a peek to the bottom side. 2nd and 3rd looking for their first ever feature win with the Instigators. McGovern drives it in deep. He'll drive to the left rear quarter panel. He's got about 10 laps to make something happen here. Sitting right now in a 2nd place career best finish right now if he finishes in 2nd, but he's trying to go for all the marbles here. Starting to get a little bit of wish-washy as the nerves starting to get to him. Riesinger creeping on the bottom side. McGovern now he's starting to lose track of the of the 42H machine in front of him. Riesinger taking a peek to the inside. He's got to get his feet back under him here. Try and throw that slider line here, maybe into turn number 3. He will. He'll go back to it. Harrison tries the bottom side. Good run for McGovern off of turn number 4 that time. Does he have anything? Sand running out of the hourglass here for David McGovern. Oh, Oval Track Specialties caution. Larry Hess. No right front tire just as it was getting good there. Oh, heavy contact with the outside wall.
He ran up on the back of John Smeal. Not sure if Smeal and them had to check up or what, but or Hess throttle stuck something there. But he made up like 7 car lengths going in that corner, and then just instead of running into the back of the 13, kind of turned the car to the right, and there was no way he was saving that.
Well, seems to be a little bit of a story to that. Joyner was running in 6, and he takes a look to the inside of Smeal, and they get a little bit of right side romance all the way through 1 and 2, and off a turn number 2 there, and then down the back straightaway, the 13 machine caught the wall after contact there, and Smeal trying to get the car turned. Hess takes a slide job on the 13 machine, and like you said, I mean, Smeal checked up there, but I tell you what, Larry Hess had a head of steam and ultimately decided to pull her right there, and he collected the wall heavily with that machine. So, Colton Joyner in 4th now. So he's rebounded pretty well after that incident there. Does he have enough to get on the podium here? Dave Riesinger's running a great race, and I tell you what, when McGovern hits his marks here, he's got a chance to get to this 42H machine and try and throw a Hail Mary at him. He's got to get a good restart here, though, and he's got to try and use that slider line to his advantage as Harrison was leaving the door open there. I tell you what, I think it was going to be close there.
I do, too, and if I know McGovern, if it comes down to 1 or 2 to go, he'll definitely throw he's definitely going to go for it. I mean, that's just, he's never won. He's got to be excited right now, and he'll go for it if he has a chance. But Harrison pretty quick, but like you said, looked like McGovern was able to get there, or at least be looking like he might be able to get there when he hits his marks right, especially through 3 and 4 in that little slider line he was running. He pretty quick out of there.
Definitely hoping that Harrison's tires glaze over here. We'll see out of turn 4. We're going to settle this one. We're green. Good restart for Harrison there. He's going to pull a couple car lengths there on the 157 of McGovern. Can McGovern make anything happen here? McGovern going to roll through the slick here off of turn number 2. He's going to get a little sideways there. No harm, no foul. Got to try and get his feet under him here. Does he have enough time to run down that 42H machine? Here comes Dave Riesinger making a bid at 2nd. Colton Joyner back to the outside cushion, getting all it's worth here late in this one. Does he have anything to try and get on the back road powder coating podium? McGovern starting to see the wind kind of slip away here as Harrison tries to pull away here late in this one. We work lap 71 now down into turns 1 and 2. McGovern's got to get this car rolling on the outside if he's going to have anything for Harrison. He'll drive through the center of 3 and 4 that time up to the cushion. Is he going to have anything? I tell you what, he's got a fast race car, though. We gotta have to wait to the end of the wire here as Harrison's back in frame. Harrison's back in frame off of turn number 2. Laps winding down. David McGovern, he's in range. He'll roll through 1 and 2, through 3 and 4 this time. Up to the cushion of sparklers off the wall. Throttle down though here off of turn number 4. Riesinger back in 3rd. McGovern trying to make a pass for the lead here to pick up his first ever win. Harrison trying to pick up his 6th of the year. The underdog story for the 157 of McGovern. Does he have enough? Off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go for McGovern. He'll grab a handful of cushion off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. How good of a run does he get? Harrison in frame. Does he go for the slaughter line? He'll roll to the outside here. Harrison catches the wheel a little bit. Here comes McGovern. Speed raising his hands. White flag. One more time around. Does Turbo David McGovern have anything for him? Up to the cushion. Last lap down the back straightaway. McGovern within range. Here comes a slide job. Last corner. Last lap. Into turns 3 and 4. Final time. Out of 4. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Dennis Harrison. The third picks it off.
Oh,
David McGovern second. Great run by 4/10 of a second. Dave Riesinger comes home third on your podium.
Great singer.
What a
He was in the
great race.
picture at the end too, around the bottom, and wow, nice run by two guys that's never won a feature and has themselves in the picture, in the ballpark, man. At the end of that race, I'm not so sure McGovern didn't find something on that last lap. If he'd have just had a couple more there when he went in on the bottom like that.
Nobody was running that bottom side. And I tell you what, it was quite the battle to the line there. .171 was the difference. So by a 10th.
All right, we have our feature winner up here with us already. He jumped out of the car and ran to the booth. Dennis Harrison the third. That is win number 6 on the season. You will be joining without a question Super Late Models next year with that win. Already was probably planning on it anyway, but great win. What a battle between you and Colton Joyner. It went back and forth. And then I thought you were going to set sail. And at the end of that race, you had a couple of guys who's never won a feature breathing down your neck with Dave McGovern and Dave Riesinger. They had the run of their lives as they were in the picture, and you were able to hold on for the win.
First of all, I just got to say congratulations to Dave McGovern and Riesinger. I know they put a lot of work into building setups and stuff for this. And second of all, I didn't want anybody to think I was sandbagging and I go to Super. So
You're definitely not sandbagging, but you put on a good show. You and Joyner, I mean, what a race there. And then at the end, like I said, McGovern and Riesinger got in there and didn't make it easy on you, but you were able to hold on and made one mistake there on the top. There towards the end, McGovern closed it up pretty tight there, and I know he was probably shaking at the wheel himself. And but I mean, you had a heck of a season coming in here late, able to pick up 6 wins. Just got faster and faster as the year went on. I mean, had a couple falters here and there last week. You had a little problem, but I mean, rebounding right back to get the win here tonight, and definitely looking forward to seeing you up with the Supers next year with us guys and seeing what you can do there.
thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks, my brother, Pierce Steele. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I knew McGovern was coming there in the end. I knew I just had to keep my car straight. I did an okay job at it. I screwed up once or twice, but.
Well, bud, you got the job done, and I'm sure we'll see you back here. We got one more race in Eldora. We'll see what you can do there, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sure this guy's sweating from every orifice possible. Well, had seen a possible victory in his eyes as he was right there running in second. Had a heck of a run in the 157. Dave McGovern, great run in the second place tonight.
Yep, I'm sweating. You're definitely right. Shaking, legs are numb just like last week. Before we get any farther, I'd like to apologize to Mike in the heat race. I corrected and got into him. Kind of gave us shitty starts for the feature, and I ran in the back of Larry right at the beginning of the feature and had to pit, but I was kind of trying to save fuel in the middle of the race. I cut it real close, but I'm here. Woo!
It was a heck of a run, and like, you know, we saw the car get a little tight on you in a heat race, and, you know, that kind of thing does happen. And we was talking about how at Knoxville is the same place that I got into. Just that's a tricky spot. So I'm sure Mike's understandable with that. As far as, you know, the accident you got in that feature, to be able to keep your composure go in, get your car worked on so the aero was better, and come back out and come up and do that was pretty respectable and quite an accomplishment.
I don't like to bring it up, but I've seen you and a couple other guys try to go like half the race and pit where I felt like, I'm like, oh, why didn't they pit? And then I did it once at the beginning of the year. And I was like, if I'd have just pitted, so I said, just pit. I knew I had a good car. I went in, I was just trying to stay out of trouble. And I watched a lot of videos, a lot of last week's race this week, and kind of picked up on the line that I was really fast at, but I didn't realize it while I was in the car last week. So that really helped, and it made it a little bit easier to pass guys.
That's a good point. Is when you watch these videos, sometimes you don't realize where you're fast at, and doing your homework pays off. That's for sure. And you guys, you, Kirk, Larry, a bunch of you guys, Dave Riesinger, do a lot of practicing, and it's really starting to show here as Riesinger is the other guy on the podium tonight. So I mean, it really shows the practice and the effort you guys are putting in, and you're moving up there and you're racing with the guys that are the best in this division. So congratulations again. Who would you like to thank tonight?
First and foremost, I forgot highlighted Designz last week for making my car look awesome, and definitely getting the stickers out in the air now. But CJ and Tucker, always, Braylon, Alexis. I'd like to thank Kirk, Jimbo, Dave Riesinger, Harris, my brother Colton. I actually got on there instead of practicing yesterday and got Jimbo to get in there and help Colton a little bit, which paid off for him also. But I'd like to thank you and Tyler for putting us on. Like I look forward to this every week. I look forward to practicing. I have just as much fun practicing with them guys as I do racing. But I mean, it is a little bit nicer now that you're up front a little bit. But I can actually talk this week. I started breathing as soon as I went across the finish line, and I didn't even junk the car. I should get a decent picture now.
Yeah, it looks a little better than last week's car, that's for sure. All right, Dave. Well, you're starting. That's 2 podiums in a row. You
Yep.
might start making a habit out of that. So, good job tonight. Way to keep your composure, and we'll see you in the future.
Yep, thank you guys.
Thank you, Dave Riesinger. What a run! Only guy really running the bottom. He was able to make good progress on the bottom, and at the end there, it just seemed like you were getting a little faster, a little faster. I bet you kind of wish there was 20 more laps.
Yeah, I felt really good going in, but I just couldn't get a run off the corner enough. Everybody else was up top, so that's where I had to go to make any time. Wasn't like I planned it that way, but it worked.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit, Dave. I mean, there you are up on the podium again. You're winning heat races like, a couple years ago till now. What a change. I mean, did you ever think you'd be up here fighting with some of the guys you're fighting with now 2 years ago?
No, it's just a lot of practice. Learn throttle control a little better. Keep the car straight. I know you guys have talked about that, and that's a big part of it. So that really helped. And like Dave McGovern said, watching videos and seeing what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong, and seeing what other guys are doing.
Yeah, I like seeing that. I like seeing the guys that are putting the effort out there and it's paying off, and it's really where it's at. I mean, this isn't something you can just jump into and just be good at. It takes time, it takes effort, and it's just like real racing where, it's not a video game where you just hold it wide open and within a couple hours you're fast and winning races. There's a lot to it, and I'm glad to see a guy that's come as far as you have, and to sit up here on the podium right now and to be where you're at. I mean, fighting for wins now. So congratulations on that, Dave.
Thank you.
Who would you like to give a shout out here to tonight?
I know you guys get tired of everybody thanking you, so I won't do that. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I will.
All right.
You never get tired of hearing thanks, and we really do all appreciate the effort that you guys put into this. It's a great thing. We got a great group of guys, and we really do appreciate that. I should probably give a shout out to my wife too, because she puts up with me spending a lot of time here in the sim. So thanks to her for letting me do that.
Well, we do appreciate the thanks, Dave. It never gets old because, we like to think that maybe we don't have the best sim, out there in iRacing, but I think we got one of the best, and we have a great group of guys, and it's great racing week in and week out, and we always strive to do a little bit better every year, and hopefully we can just get bigger and better.
Yep, hope so.
All right. Well, Dave Reesinger rounds out our field.
Tell you
Tyler, do
what.
you have us a Newcomb Automotive hard charger?
Well, first I want to say I think we should thank Dave Reesinger for keeping us guessing every week on what color his wrap's going to be too. He keeps it pretty spicy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
clear in the
yeah.
booth for us. So.
Oh, that guy. He's like Action Jack. He's got
Yep.
deep pockets. There's no money don't matter. He can pay $1,000 wraps weekend.
Yeah, I wish that was the case. Haven't won the lottery yet.
Okay.
Well, we'll take a look here. McGovern comes from 6th to 2nd, picks up 4 spots. Harrison, did he start in that 7th place spot tonight? If so, he came from 7th to the lead. Which I do believe there's going to be a good chance he did come from 7th. We'll take a look here just to confirm here. Get a good camera angle here, please. Miss Harrison did come from 7th, so I'm going to say he's going to be your Newcomb Automotive hard charger of the race. Dennis Harrison, the third, had that damage in his heat race there, and that arrow definitely affected him, so he had to come from 7th, but inevitably had a good car and picked up 6 spots to get to the lead and become your feature winner and your Newcomb Automotive hard charger of the race. As someone to also say, Joyner did come from 8th to 4th, picked up 4, but it will be Dennis Harrison the third.
Well, that's a wrap, man. We got 1 race left on the season, and that'll be it for 2025-26.
Yeah, we are.
It's time for big car season, so we've got to have to step away after next week.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the iRacing Instigators Winter Leagues, as we are only in the winter here. Is like you said, we turn the tides from pixels to atoms, so to say, as we go from virtual to real life. So a little bit of time gets taken up in that situation, but we still have one more race here, and it's going to be some long ones coming up at Eldora. So we will see everybody there next Tuesday, starting 6:30. So be early. Get home, get off work early, so that way you can be here, because it's the finale.
That's
got to be here.
That's it.
So mark it on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you then.